Congratulations to Vic Health on this 30th anniversary. It's a fantastic milestone. I'm so proud to have been there at the beginning. My fondest memory of being involved with Vic Health is to see that broad board, including politicians from 3 parties, working harmoniously together for the public good. Health, of course, is always political, and to have cross-party support for prevention was most important.
The initial struggle was to deal with the massive issue of smoking and the fact that culturally smoking was accepted and culturally tobacco companies were, believe it or not, popular or respected, and they were sources of funding for sport.
An obvious measure, of course, was to phase out tobacco promotion in sport. Footy clubs had it, races had it, tennis had it. They were rampant. They had the ballet, they had, I think, some opera, and they were just everywhere. They were ubiquitous in the real sense of the word.
Going into sports and arts organisations to replace tobacco and to really buy it out, that's what we did. It was really full on, and especially in the sports organisations. So at the same time as doing the work with the sport, we then had to keep doing the work with the politicians, because the Parliament was getting lobbied like you wouldn't believe. And so that's where our parliamentary members were so valuable.
I was involved 30 years ago with the first anti-tobacco campaign. It was fantastic. We'd go out to schools and we'd do basketball clinics at the schools and deliver the message about no smoking and how smoking wasn't good for your health. I'm really proud that I was part of the history and the actual changing of mindsets of young kids who are now adults. And it's a direct result, no doubt, from the messages that Vic Health was sending out 30 years ago. Vic Health plays a really important role in our community of delivering social messages about health.
Vic Health had a most significant impact on pulling the whole state of Victoria together. There were thousands upon thousands of groups, from large to very small localised groups, that would have laid down their life for Vic Health.
One tribute that I'd like to pay is to the late Nigel Gray, the director of Cancer Council Victoria, because he really was the architect of this whole big thing.
He was the key to our success in getting it through, and he was the key to its ongoing penetration, both in Victoria and elsewhere.
It was his absolute vision, his brilliance that he thought up this whole structure from scratch.
Vic Health is a leader because it puts the science first and it relies on very good evidence to put its case. It always has, and that will be its strength well into the future. What I've always admired about Vic Health is that it's got very good geographic spread and it's got a very good understanding of all of the drivers of ill health, the long-term drivers. And they can be because you are from a disadvantaged area or a disadvantaged group, one that's hard to reach. And I think we've got to keep on doubling up on our efforts to get to the last person who, if we intervened, would be better off.
People are at risk. They're at risk from poverty, they're at risk from their being Indigenous and cold background. A health promotion foundation like Vic Health, I can't think of another mechanism that can do that work.
The key to Vic Health is this: prevention is not only better than cure, it's also much cheaper. None of the issues that Vic Health addresses are simple. Obesity, smoking, mental health, they're long-range issues. So Vic Health perforce has to take the long-range view. Looking back over 30 years, we can celebrate many successes, but the next 30 years will be just as important. Let's beat that smoking. Let's get nutrition right. Let's face the challenges of the next 30 years with confidence and hope.